Okay, welcome back everybody to another Modern League. This time we're playing another Jund list. This one, again, I can't remember who ran this through to a decent success in one of the recent challenges, but we are running 4 Ignoble hierarchs, 3 Doughty Voidwalkers in the main. Other than that, it's fairly classic. We've got 3 Liliana and 1 Grist, and then some fairly standard cards. I guess the notable one is 3 copies of Blood Moon in the side, which is actually becoming fairly standard for Jund at the moment. So yeah, I will link the deck list in the description below. But let's jump straight into it. I hope everyone's doing well today. Please do consider subscribing to the channel if it's something you enjoy. I play a lot of mid-range on this channel. And do let me know in the comments what you think. So yeah, let's get into round number 1. Okay, we will be on the play here. And yeah, the hand's great. We've got cheap interaction into Ren and 6. We've got a Voidwalker as well. I think I recognise this Modo name. Okay, we'll lead on Bloodstained Mire here. The thinking we'll go and grab probably Blood Crypt if we don't need to do anything. Yeah, see if my opponent plays a creature here. Obviously if it's got 1 toughness, the play will probably be untap, play Ren and 6. A Mirror of the Sky Ruin. So does this imply it's some sort of like Belcher or Oops All Lands? I guess if it's Oops All Lands we'll want to play the Voidwalker. I think we'll play Voidwalker here. Get the clock going and then we'll play Ren and 6 next turn. Yes, this is looking like an Oops All Lands build. Okay, so we get to Inquisition and Ren and 6 here, which is nice. So we'll Inquisition first. Okay, it's not actually. It is some sort of probably Grief Emerate. So we're going to take the Apparition. That's an easy take there. And then we'll just go ahead and play our Ren and 6. Could be Reanimator. No, it's not. No. I mean, fairly handy to have a Skyclave Apparition in the yard. With the ability to cast it with Voidwalker. Okay, so our opponent plays Plains. Okay, another Voidwalker's not too bad. So we'll play the Mire. I think we'll just play the other one out. And then attack. These are quite quick clocks when you get 2 of them down. We're hitting him for 6 a turn now. We do have this Lightning Bolt as well. So yeah, we'll go just grab a swamp here. Tick up, get back a land. Pass the turn with Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt up. I always think Flicker Wisp has Flash, but of course it doesn't. Only off Ether Vial, which it's commonly paired with. Okay, so that seemed to go pretty well. So this is probably Grief Emerate. All in on the Undying Evil, etc. So given their mana base, I think we might try and cheese them out with Blood Moon. Probably want an extra copy of Fatal Push. What don't we like? I think we can probably cut some number of discard spells. Our opponent is going to be rinsing their hand pretty quickly. In fact, I might just treat this as mid-range, get rid of all those, bring in things like Clothis, Assassin's Trophy. Could consider Plague Engineer, but I think that's fine. Okay, so yeah, we can keep this with the aim of going Ignoble into turn 2 Clothis. Okay, so opponent leads on pretty much the same start. I think we'll go and grab, we'll go and get Overgrown Tomb here. Play the Ignoble. We have got Blood Moon in our deck, so I mean there is the potential to Blood Moon next turn. Yeah, black-white will probably struggle to deal with a Clothis. Yeah, it is Grief. There we go. So it's looking like Ephemerate here. No Ephemerate. Okay. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, so obviously we're going to use the Fatal Push here. Wouldn't mind drawing another cheap spell. Okay, Bolt's not too bad. We will go ahead and just Fatal Push there. We'll play out the Mire, and then we'll just attack for 1. Because why not? Another Stoneforge, okay, sure. So we'll let our opponent search, and then we'll fetch Shock Lightning Bolt. So we are losing a bit of life here, but obviously we want to ensure that we kill this, and then, you know, if we draw another cheap spell. Ooh, Ephemerate. Okay, so they do have Ephemerate there. That's actually pretty rough, because our opponent is going to get to put in Caldra next turn. So I think we'll play Bloodbraid and kind of hope that we hit some sort of kill spell. We hit Ren 6. So we'll buy back a land. Yeah, that Caldra is going to be a problem for us. Yeah, opponent's going to put Caldra in, one would imagine. Yeah. Wonder if our opponent has any more equipment to search for. They don't. Okay, so they're running those 3 equipment. Okay, so opponent killing our Ren 6, which is fair enough. If we can get Clothis online, trouble is next turn our opponent is going to get to equip the Caldra with more of the Skyclaves, which is obviously going to be a big problem. That helps to some extent. I think we can just attack first. See what our opponent does. Okay, so we'll play the Catacombs. Go and grab a Swamp. Fatal Push this. Play Clothis. Pass. So if we can hit another Bloodbraid Elf or something, this will be indestructible. So this is going to be more. Opponent does have to go down to 9. Ew, Skyclave Apparition. That's gross. Yeah, that's pretty gross there. So we're going to need to find something. Ooh, and Ephemerate. Okay, yeah, that seems pretty good. There's some good last cards for our opponent to have. Yeah, Skyclave Apparition is very good with that. Okay, we draw another land. I guess we'll play it out and pass the turn. We could attack here. Although our opponent is going to equip this, so we can't actually attack. Yeah, I forgot about this as well. Our opponent can just blink the apparition and they choose not to though. Bit surprising. So I'd imagine this is going to be a Maul of the Skyclaves. Yeah, onto the... Oh, they can equip it onto the apparition. Yeah, of course, yeah. Okay. Right, so maybe we do want the Thoughtseize effects in. I think we'll bring in Ancient Grudge. Yeah, do we want the Force of Vigors as well? The trouble is, neither of these kill Caldra. Brennan 6 wasn't great. What do we think? Let's cut one copy of Ren. Let's go with that. See how we get on. Yeah, Ancient Grudge obviously kills a few things, but doesn't kill Caldra. Okay, this is okay. Hopefully at some point we can get them with the Blood Moon, but obviously we need to draw some fetch lands. Not really too expectant of a turn 1 creature, so let's play the Raging Ravine here. Obviously the exception is Grief. Grief into Undying Evil or whatever. Opponent might be running Solitude as well. Let's just see what they do. We've got a kill spell for a Stoneforge Mystic. If this comes in untapped, we could be in trouble. It's a Undying Evil, etc. Okay, so we will get to play the Tarmogoyf. Okay, Catacombs is nice. So what colour land should we get first? We could get Swamp. We're more likely to draw a land that fetches Swamp, I think. No, we will get the Swamp in case we draw Liliana next turn. It's fairly tempting to just Blood Moon them, especially if they don't really do anything. We'd love to draw like a wooded foothills or a basic forest or verdant catacombs. Running 6 would also be fine. See what our opponent's got for us. Okay, Solitude. Will there be an Undying Evil? Malachir Rebirth even. Okay, so they get a Solitude. Which we will struggle to kill. Liliana would obviously be a good draw. Okay, I think we're just going to Blood Moon them now. That's a very good draw. Yeah, we'll just go and get a forest. We can still cast all our spells. Obviously we can't actually deal with the 3/2 lifelinker at the moment, but we can draw things like Grist, Bloodbraid Elf, Lightning Bolt, Assassin's Trophy. Oh, the Goyf's pretty good. So we'll play the Goyf. Play the Blooming Marsh since it stops it coming intact. And yeah, if we can get any sort of a oh, I always forget this hasn't got flying. Okay, Crocs is good. How afraid are we of something being put into our opponent's graveyard? Don't think so. Don't think too much. See what our opponent can do. Because yeah, we just want to buff the Goyf essentially. Maybe we should be staying back on blocking duty because our opponent is currently... Okay, so we've got a 3/4. Yeah, we're just going to stay back and block now because there's no point in attacking and then my opponent keeps attacking. We're only attacking for 3, so my opponent, all the while they're attacking, we're going down in life, but they're staying the same. I guess our opponent can still evoke creatures like Grief or another Solitude. That's pretty good. So now we're going to have to find another thing. Yeah, I should have taken that block last time. I suppose our opponent could have just Solituded. Yeah, the cards in our hand are kind of stuck. Let's see what we need. That's so close to being good. Yeah, unfortunately this is CMC 5. We are at risk of just being beaten down by this. Ignoble is actually really good because it means we can Liliana next turn. Kill the Solitude. We can block as well. We'll take the coloured mana. Hope our opponent doesn't have like a Grief or something here. Okay, Lightning Bolt is also really good. We've just, yeah, those draws were really nice. I think we're just going to Edict here. We know my opponent hasn't got too much, and I think we'd rather save the Lightning Bolt for another creature. Opponent is at 33 life. Right, so I think we'll just start ticking up. Ditch the Bloodstained Mire. We can actually cast Croxa from this hierarch at some point, which is pretty nice. We can't do it now unless we bolt our own or push our own hierarch, but I don't think we want to do that. Yeah, this Blood Moon really doing work here. And Ignoble Hierarch is as well, to be fair. Maelstrom Pulse. Okay, so we'll tick up, get rid of the Pulse. How much do we want to just cast Croxa this turn? I think we will. We'll just bolt our opponent. Then make a Croxa. I suppose our opponent could Solitude it. Okay, they have our opponent has Baskull. We do have the Ancient Grudge here. So we've got all kinds of things we can do. So we'll just Ancient Grudge this right now, I think. We'll tick up the Liliana, which gets our opponent completely empty-handed after this Croxa attack. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so we get there against Griff Emerate. Blood Moon doing sterling work there. So yeah, see you for the next round. Okay, round number 2. We will be on the play, which is nice. Always nice. One lander, which I think we have to mulligan, sadly. Yeah, this is much better. We can go... oh, we need to put one on the bottom. We'll put a land on the bottom and then we can... I mean, we could put Stomping Ground on the bottom, play the basic mountain. Fetch up a... yeah, I think that's fine, actually. Because then we lose less life. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put that on the bottom. Go and grab a grab an Overgrown Tomb here. 2 lightning bolts against the Lurus deck could be good. Yeah, so Overgrown Tomb. Thoughtseize our opponent. Lurus obviously could be anything. Murktide. Oh, it is Mill. Okay, so at least the life doesn't matter so much. Okay, so they've kept a 4 lander, so we've got the... We'll take the Fractured Sanity, because then we can bolt the crab. Watery Grave into crab, probably. We could play Renin 6, but I think the crab is so... Just check that we still have... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got a Blood Crypt left in our deck. Yeah, so we will fetch that out. We'll do it just because it's given our opponent the fewest chances at drawing drawing another archive trap. So we'd quite like to draw Tarmogoyf, really. So got rid of the crab. There's a delta. Basic swamp isn't great. Play the Wrenn and 6. Tick up. I haven't milled any decent lands, which is a shame. Let's go and get a Wooded Foothills back, which will play. And then, yeah, I think I'm just going to fetch now, actually. Again, giving our opponent the fewest opportunities to have drawn another archive trap. So 4 cards in our opponent's hand, of which up to 2 are potentially mill spells. Okay. That was a good spell. We do have a Croxer in the graveyard now, though, which is nice. So we'll return Raging Ravine, play the Swamp, play the Croxer. Oh, wrong land. Then we'll exile. What should we exile? I guess things that our opponent is likely to want to surgical. I don't think there's many 4-ofs that my opponent could really get rid of. So maybe we'll just go with lands. Okay, so this takes another card out of our opponent's hand. And I think they're actually dead in a couple of turns. Because we can, next turn we can attack. If they want to do anything about this Croxer. So we get to cast this every turn, essentially. 2 cards in our opponent's hand. They probably want to cast all of them now. Oh, we've only got 4 cards in hand, which is pretty rough. We need our opponent to draw lands, really. Okay, so how does this? So we'll play the Noble Hierarch. We'll attack with Croxer. Get our opponent empty-handed. They go down to 11. They go to 4. Oh yeah, we just win because we have a Lightning Bolt in hand. And Wrenn and 6 pings for 1. Yeah, there we go. Didn't actually do the maths last turn. Turns out our opponent was just dead that turn. Okay, well we beat Mill with 3 cards in library. Let's see. So again, we can think about bringing in multiple things. So we're going to bring in the Collective Brutalities. Definitely want the Endurances and Clothis. Probably want another copy of Fatal Push for the Crabs. They may be bringing in Ensnaring Bridge. We've got a couple of outs to Ensnaring Bridge. We don't really want Ashiok. Ancient Grudge, I think, is a good one because it can be flashed back. So I think we don't want. I think we want all that. I think that's fine. Let's go with that. What are our 4-ofs out of interest? We've got Tarmogoyf, Lightning Bolt, Hierarch. That's actually it for 4-ofs. Obviously some lands. Yeah, we can keep this just about. It is a 1-lander. It does have Hierarch in. Can't kill a crab is the only thing. So yeah, I wouldn't mind drawing a red land now. We don't, but we do have the hierarch. Yeah, so we'll do this, and then ideally next turn we'll be able to Inquisition Lightning Bolt. Obviously our opponent may kill hierarch. Okay, our opponent doesn't have a second land, but can do a Boro shenanigans. Would have quite liked to draw that Fatal Push, but I suppose we do want lands really. Opponent cycling Visions of Beyond. Okay, so this is fine for us. So we will Inquisition. So our opponent does have an Archive Trap. They have another Crab. These two mill a lot. I think we'll get rid of one of these and then go ahead and bolt the Crab. Obviously our opponent has another Crab, but we can bolt it again. If we draw a land, might be tempting to play Clothis. So they found Watery Grave. Bit surprised they didn't go Crab Grave there. Okay, let's just play the Goyf. He's pretty beefy at the moment. 5/6, hitting him for 6, obviously, with the Ignoble trigger. A lot of lands milled in the last. Another Cacophony. I guess we don't really want to search to the extent that if we draw a fetch land, I'm not sure we're even playing it. Is it, or not activating it at least? So we'd like to find like a shock land or a basic fast land. Verdant Catacombs. So if we play it and find another land, is our opponent just dead next turn? We play this. We could mill up to 13. Yeah, I think we're going to go for it actually. I think on the balance it's just about worth it. To get our opponent potentially dead next turn. Yeah, it does mean our opponent gets to Archive Trap us. Visions is a good draw for our opponent. There's a Crab. Okay, we are in a bit of trouble here. Opponent is fetching though, so it's dealing them damage. Obviously a Fatal Push or something is really rough here. Maybe that wasn't correct to fetch there. Surgicaling our Lightning Bolt. That's a very good hit for our opponent. Yeah, that's a good hit. Because not only does it obviously take one out of our hand, but it is a 4 of, so our opponent gets quite a lot out of our deck. Okay, so we draw Croxer, but I think we just want a Bloodbraid here. So what is this if it was a land card? So we'll do a land, do a Bloodstain Mire, and then cast Bloodbraid Elf. Either that, or we play Croxer, attack with Goyf. Trophy the crab. I think either way we're doing a land. We'll add red mana. So we've got to choose. We either, if we Bloodbraid, not quite online for this, unless we hit another creature, in which case it would be. So actually, yeah, we'll go for Bloodbraid Elf here. If we hit another permanent, I mean, we'll cast that. And then I think we're in on, yeah, we'll just exile the crab. Sorry, Edict the crab. I'm not envisaging my opponent having too many, you know, they've got that one spell in hand, but I wouldn't imagine they're too able to double spell. But it's easy to imagine if they go fetch land into this, then we're pretty much definitely dead. Okay, puts them to 3. So they'll probably cast this and see what they hit. I mean, it might be that we do have 2 cards left. Okay, we get there with 3 and 2 cards left, respectively. Okay, well that's good. We'll march on to round number 3. Okay, round number 3. I think we're going to keep this. We get to go Inquisition and then play Hierarch and Inquisition. Opponent's mulligan to 6. They are on a Yorion build. Mishra's Factory Ether Vial. Okay. That's tempting to play the Hierarch now, but I think we're just going to Inquisition, especially since our opponent mulled. Shadow Spear. Oh yeah, that's definitely correct. Take the Esper Sentinel. Esper Sentinel is such a pain. Okay, so not sure what this is. Probably Stoneblade of some description. Plains. They play the Shadow Spear. So we'll play the Hierarch. Do we want to play... I think given that we've drawn the other Thoughtseize, we could just Inquisition here. Okay, opponent found Giver of Runes. Leaving them with Sunbaked Canyon. Okay. So I think we'll play Croxer, play Tarmogoyf here. Get our opponent empty-handed and put a blocker in the way of the Giver of Runes. Hopefully they haven't found another creature to put in, which it looks like they have. Ugh. Pretty annoying. Okay, what have they put? They put 2 on the bottom. Sure. So let's fetch shock, play our Tarmogoyf, who is easily big enough to gum up the ground here. Might try and save this Thoughtseize for when our opponent puts Yuri onto hand. Thalia, okay. So we find a swamp, which I think we'd play and then play Liliana. Question is, do we Edict? Opponent probably just gets rid of this. Maybe we just tick up. Yeah, let's just tick up, ditch our Thoughtseize, and then hopefully get Croxer in soon. Opponent keeping at 3 with Ether Vial. Drawing something like a Colligan's Command would be perfect. Okay. Equipping. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, our opponent can give that protection from green, which is a bit annoying. But we have kept the Liliana around this way. Overgrown Tomb's not amazing. So I think actually here we discard that so that we can play Croxer. Okay, we get a Ragavan out of our opponent's hand. Then we will attack with Tarmogoyf, I think. And then play Croxer. I suppose this does let our opponent kill our Liliana. Maybe we shouldn't have attacked with that Goyf. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we should have held that up. Yeah, thinking about that, I think that's actually probably correct, because now our opponent can go protection from red, attack, kill Liliana, gain 3 life, but we have now got a Croxer. Love to draw K command. Hope this isn't... Oh, Imperial Recruiters. Power 2 or less. Please don't be Skyclave Apparition, but it's definitely going to be. Yeah, that's really rough. Yeah, I think we should have... Oh, that's a very good draw though. So we'll play the Blood Braid. Yep, Maelstrom Pulse seems like something we want to do. What are we pulsing? Think we'll just pulse. We could pulse Giver of Runes here. Opponent can't put Yorion in yet. What are we going to pulse? I think it's Giver of Runes. We don't care too much about the rest of these. I think if we don't do Giver of Runes, although actually we can kill that with the next spell, I guess. What do we care about the most? The Shadow Spear is quite annoying. No, it's Giver of Runes. It just stops us attacking effectively. And like my opponent can keep gaining life through attacking with Thalia. So yeah, we'll just attack with Bloodbraid here, and then we'll hold Tarmogoyf back on the defensive. So our opponent can't keep gaining life with Thalia. Okay, opponent is going up to 4 with Aethervar, so that implies that next turn they're going to try and put Yorion in. Raging Ravine's not too bad. Yeah, we'll slap him with a Tarmogoyf here. Six, 7. Obviously our opponent gets to attack back with Thalia and then put Yorion in. So Yorion, Blinking Skyclave is obviously pretty good. Yeah, we're not blocking that. Opponent goes to 10, and then they will have a 4/5 flyer. Yeah, this is really bad. They're going to blink everything here, Imperial Recruiter, so that searches for another creature. This allows them to do it again if they want. We can attack with Raging Ravine, which will be a 5/5 with the Ignoble trigger. Yeah, this can blink it again as well. Mages of the Moon. Right. Okay, red and 6 is fine. So how much do we just like attacking with everything? So if we attack with everything, this becomes a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Our opponent doesn't have to block. So we draw Ren and 6. So killing the Recruiter seems... Trouble is you've got Magus of the Moon coming in next turn. Well, our opponent can't currently cast it. When does this come? Being of the next end step, so our opponent's going to get to put Yorion in. So Yorion comes in. Opponent can gain life with this if they want. They can eat all of our things as well. I think we have to play Ren and 6 and kill the Recruiter. Otherwise my opponent just keeps going and getting more Skyclave apparitions. Then we'll attack with Bloodbraid Elf for 4. Yeah, there's trouble 4 in the air. Oh, I suppose they can equip Shadow Spear to that as well. So yeah, they're going to gain so much life here. much is this to equip? 2. Yeah, so that's hitting him for 5. Attacking us, of course. Opponent goes to 11. So yeah, trophy is really good. Maybe we should have pulsed the spear. Yeah, I could see that being a good option, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, Apparition gets to do good work here. So like Kolaghan's Command is an excellent draw. What else is very good? Yeah, K Command. Any sort of removal is fine. Trophy would be fine. Bolt is okay. So what are we? So we could, if we bolt this, attack. The trouble is our opponent's gaining so much life. We could bolt this attack with everything. No, we can't do that because we need to be able to block. Can't combine to kill. Let's bolt this. I think we have to kill something. Bolt this. Tick this. Trouble is our opponent's going to gain another 5 life. I'll tick this up. So we're still in it if we can draw. You know, if our opponent hasn't found very much, or they've got all red cards in their hand and don't find a red land or whatever. Oh, they find a red land. Yeah, that's probably us done for now. You see, there's Mages of the Moon. Then we're going to take 5 damage. Opponent goes up to 18. Maybe we should have saved the bolt there for the Magus. Yep. Okay, so not really sure where that went wrong. There's that Maelstrom Pulse, which maybe should have hit the Shadow Spear. Maybe we should have saved the bolt there, but actually it wouldn't have made any difference. So, okay. So against this, what do we want? We might want Force of Vigor. I think we definitely want Plague Engineer. Although, yeah, Plague Engineer is probably fine. And extra copies of Fatal Push, Assassin's Trophy. Cloth is probably good. Like it got very grindy. I don't think we want these discard spells. Maybe just brutalities, something like that. Yeah, I can see that being a good setup. I think it's mid-range enough that we don't want the discard. Like at the end there, it was, you know, it was Yorion that killed us. Right, let's see. Yeah, this seems fine. I don't know how much we want to play around Magus here. We could go and get a basic here. Okay, there's the Shadow Spear. Do we just try and draw another land? Yeah, I think we'll wait and see what. Okay, we draw another Blooming Marsh. So, yeah, I think I think we will hedge here. Well, No, because we can hold up K command. Let's just get a Blood Crypt. We'll play the Douthie first, I think. Might have to look up what Esper Sentinel is for Plague Engineer. Although if this is the... Okay, they've found an ending, sure. Right, how afraid are we if my opponent goes... Okay, what we'll do is we'll play the Hierarch, play a Goyf, because this plays around my opponent having exactly Mages of the Moon next turn. Okay, they've got an Apparition. So I think it's time to fire off Kolaghan's command. So I'll shock this in. Got 5 mana. Yeah, we can K command, so deal 2 damage, kill this. We'll have a creature, play Goyf. Yeah, doing it at sorcery speed, I wouldn't be surprised if our opponent ran something like Ephemerate. Stoneforge is really good. Yeah, we're kind of out of gas now, which is a problem. They get Caldra. That's not great. I think here we just play the Engineer. What are we going to name? It could be Monkey, just for the Ragavan. Or we could just name Phyrexian. These tokens are Phyrexian, I think. This is Phyrexian now as well. That would make Caldra a 4/4, which is a bit more deal. You know, we can deal with that a bit better. Yeah, let's go Phyrexian here. Pass the turn. Trouble is we can't attack through a Caldra. Yeah, I always struggled with these kind of ATB decks. Auriok Champion. We get punished for naming Phyrexian there. Okay, Bloodbraid Elf. We'll take that. See what we can find. Yeah, we'll take a Croxer. Now we'll play the land so that we have more cards potentially for Croxer's escape. Yeah, should have named human there. Play the land. So obviously we can't attack. So it'll be Caldra. Maybe we should be attacking with everything. Okay, opponent's got 1 card in hand. Seems to have been finding quite a lot of lands. Okay, so we'll fetch. We'll grab a forest, I think. You can still cast Bloodbraid Elves and Brennan 6 then. Another Ignoble isn't ideal. We will play it. And then we could attack with everything, but we just haven't got quite enough damage. What is this? Solitude as well. That's gross. Yeah, gets rid of the goyf. How can we deal with this germ? So now we'd like to draw Liliana, Croxer. No, we haven't got another Croxer. K command. Another goyf. Oh, this is really rough. I think we play the goyf, but it's going to get wrecked by this Yorion again. I guess the trouble with playing the goyf is the Solitude will just exile it. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. Probably should have held the goyf there, but I don't think there's too many ways back from this. But you just can't deal with Caldra is the trouble. Trying to think of any way in which we can deal with this, but I guess killing everything, absolutely everything else. We're just going to let that hit us. No point in throwing a creature away. Opponent's going to blink it anyway. Trouble is then as well, my opponent gets to go and get Batter Skull. Yeah, we're up a certain creek here, I think. Ooh, Charming Prince as well. Oh, so my opponent gets to do everything twice here. Yeah, this is really bad. Not sure how. I think this matchup's probably just really awful. Yeah, Sword of Fire and Ice. This comes back in and they get to do everything again. Do we just concede? Is there anything I put in my deck that I think could do us any favours? Fatal Push can't kill this, can't kill this, can't kill anything. So yeah, that's where we're at with that one. I guess hitting like running Lilianas or something. Yeah, I'm just going to concede. Good game. That kind of deck has always been difficult for us, I think. They just generate so much value. But yeah, sad to lose to that, but we'll see you for the next round. Okay, I think we're going to mulligan this hand. Yeah, easy mulligan, I think. 5 lands. Yeah, this is much better. We'll get rid of one of the Ignobles, I think. And then I think it depends what our opponent plays. They are a Lurrus deck. So do we want to Ignoble and then try and Thoughtseize and play Goyf the turn after? Okay, given that draw, I think we're just going to go double discard. So we'll discard, and then next turn we can go Ignoble, discard again. Right, we're against Mill again. Played quite a lot of Mill the last few leagues. So we'll get rid of the Orb, I think, because that's just a real pain in the backside. And then next turn we'll get rid of one of the other cards, one of those Hideous Laughter or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay, Liliana, pretty good. So we'll Thoughtseize. Okay, so they found Drown in the Lock. which they can't. None of this they can currently cast. So do we take Drown? No, I think we want to take a mill spell. I think these are just too good to keep. Let our opponent keep all of those. Then we'll play Ignoble, pass the turn. Wouldn't say no to our opponent missing a land drop here. No, they do find it instantly. So they could Drown in the Lock our Hierarch, which, don't know, I guess it depends. Depends what my opponent's plan is. So I think we play Liliana here. I don't think our opponent can Drown it, because if they want us to search our library, they have to make us search. They have to use Field of Ruin. So yeah, I think Liliana's the play here. Because our opponent can't stop this. Tick up. I think we'll get rid of a Goyf here, although we could get rid of a Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, I think that's fine. If we never draw lands, we'll rather have the Goyf. If we draw a land, putting 2 Goyfs onto the field is where we want to be. Be surprised to see Archive Trap here. I guess one consideration would be if our opponent decides to, if they've got main deck Surgical and they hit a Goyf, diversifying a bit that way might be good. But what basically do we want to get? I think we'll just grab Ignoble. Does do everything, but let's work on the assumption that my opponent kills the Ignoble Hierarch. I think we'll get a Mountain. Swamp. Yeah, I think we'll get Mountain. That way, if they kill the Hierarch, we can play Renin 6. So it's going to be Archive. Why has my opponent not Archive trapped me there? Not sure. Because then our opponent is not far off being able to. Okay, we do draw Renin 6, which is pretty nice. And there's a Blood Crypt in the yard as well. We know our opponent has Drown in the lock. What's the correct sequence here? We tick up, ditch a Goyf. Our opponent might chuck the Drown, but it's unlikely, I'd say. I think we're going to be ditching a Goyf anyway. No, we'll go for Renin 6, and then I think if we manage to get this to resolve. So I think actually we're fairly happy to wait and just keep ticking up this Liliana. So if my opponent wants to counter this with Drown in the lock, we'll then take an actual mill card out of my opponent's hand. Or just a land, I guess. Attacking for 1 here. So we know our opponent's hand pretty much exactly. I think it was definitely an error from my opponent. Maybe there's auto passed, but they could have been thinking about the trap there. Okay, so we'll tick up pre-combat. sorry, pre-playing anything. We'll get rid of the fetch land. We don't really want to be searching our library. Get rid of a crab. Attack for 1. Then we'll play the Tarmogoyf, who will be attacking as a 7/8 and is a 2-turn clock. See what our opponent has. Are they going to cycle Visions of Beyond? Could be a crab. What do we draw? Yeah, Voidwalker's pretty good. Is there any... Yeah, I think we can play this pre-combat. Tick out. Could consider ultimating there, but Archive Trap enters the exile zone. So we'll attack for 7. Still got 47 cards in our library. Okay, so we get there. Right, so we definitely want endurance. That's kind of definitely a win. We saw Mesmeric Orb, so we'll bring in the Grudge. I think we probably want all the Collective Brutalities and the Fatal Push. And then maybe a Clothis. And I think we'll go with that. Yeah, Liliana is so good there. I've been quite impressed with Ignoble, to be fair. Yeah, I think I'll have to pick myself up some of those in paper. Just things like Blood Moon, it gets round. What do we think of this? Maybe a Fraction Slow, it can kill. Yeah, I think, let's go with it. I think it's got just about enough disruption to hopefully get us to these Bloodbraid Elves. If we can, yes, like kill their crab, Inquisition stuff away. Opponent's mulled to 6 as well. Okay, so crab. So unfortunately, we have to fetch for that. We don't if with a Fatal Push. So yeah, we'll just play this. Fatal Push. Get rid of the crab. Then we'll go. Ancient Grudge isn't too bad. We'll Inquisition here. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay, so there's not too much here. They can't. Well, they will be able to. So we're going to take the Drown in the Lock. Just it's a counter spell, and then I'm just going to go ahead right away and fetch. Now that we know my opponent doesn't have a Archive Trap. Okay, same again, I think. Right, round number 5. We will play first. The hand is good, I think. You know, we'll need a little bit of help off the top of our library, but turn 1. Okay. Turn 1 Inquisition is always something that we want. Wasn't expecting Leyline of Anticipation. Okay, so I think, what do these do? Gods. So mono blue Devotion by the look of it. Think we'll take the Thassa. we can't. It's indestructible. We can't kill it. We have got answers to Teferi. I mean, they're not. It's not a great answer, but play the Hierarch, play a Raging Ravine. Am I finding another Inquisition effect? Okay, so might even draw a card here. See if we can find a Renin 6 or something. Sadly not. So I'd imagine our Hierarch is getting bounced by Teferi. Okay, they haven't drawn another land. Yeah, we'll take the Thoughtseize. So we'll attack first. And then we will cast Thoughtseize. Opponent might have drawn a counter spell. Okay, Force of Negation. So they exile Cryptic. So we still know quite a few of the cards in their hand. So opponent obviously desperately looking for a land. Still none. So we could activate Ravine here. I think we are going to just get a bit aggro. It does slap in for 5. And we have got 2 bolts in hand. You know, that's actually lethal in a couple of turns. Opponent's been very unlucky missing on lands. I think we'll just do the same again. Yeah, Ignoble Hierarch getting this extra damage. Yeah, that just gets there. I mean, obviously our opponent is very unlucky, but looks like it's blue-white devotion gods kind of stuff. So how do we want to approach this? Obviously it had a big element of control in, so I think we want the collective brutalities, potentially Blood Moon. I could see an argument for that. What else? So I don't think we want the fatal pushes. All of their stuff's indestructible. Clothis I can see being good. Yeah, Voidwalker's going to be good. All of the Planeswalkers are good. Grist is possibly a bit slow. Trophy, yeah, we can lose a trophy. What do we think about Blood Moon? They are only blue and white. No, I don't think Blood Moon. What do we think about just this? What else would we consider? I think that's fine. Trophy is interesting potentially in the for a Leyline or a Teferi or what have you. But yeah, this sounds fine. We're going to go Inquisition turn 1 into restore balance. Okay, not something you see all that often. Oh, it's border posts. So I guess we'll take that. take the detention sphere actually. We can Maelstrom pulse the border post if we need to. Okay, that was my opponent's draw. So we'll play the hierarch. Shop this in. Play the Thoughtseize. So what does this do in this? X is the number of enchantments you control. There's 5 mana. I think we'll just take the god here. Pass the turn. We're going to have 4 mana next turn. We probably just pulse the border post. Although now maybe we just want to get 2 Tarmogoyfs down. How? I got 4 turns. Yeah, I think I'm on board just getting 2 Tarmogoyfs down. So they are 4/5s. Oh, that's pretty rough. So I'd imagine that'll be a bounce. Okay, so we can play Raging Ravine. How much do we care about Teferi? Weirdly, I don't think we care that much. So we play another Goyf. So that will be 8 damage. I think then we're just going to brutality my opponent. Okay, so I've got Sphere of Safety and 2 basic lands. Worth checking there, I think. We haven't got 2 turns until our opponent's Restore Balance comes off. Ardent. That's such a good draw for our opponent. Yeah, that's such a good draw. So we know they've got exactly Sphere of Safety. My land. Oh, Ren 6 is pretty good as well. I guess the question is, do we want to kill Teferi? The answer is probably not. Save the Maelstrom Pulse for the Sphere of Safety. Opponent has got enough mana. Yeah, so we definitely do that. Okay, so we'll just go and grab another Blood Crypt. So Restore Balance is coming off next turn. So there's no point in playing that. So we either, how much do you have to pay? X number of enchantments. So you control 2. So we can't actually attack with this. So I guess the trouble is we're going to have to discard cards. So what do we want to do? We could ping to fairy. Ping to fairy, pulse the sphere. We definitely need to use the pulse this turn. I think we're going to pulse the sphere, and then it means that do we want to ping to fairy? Yeah, I think so. We don't really want our opponent getting value out of him. Okay, so we have to discard the hierarch, but that would have been the same. Would have been the same even if we had played it. Okay, another border post is a deal. So we're going to go ahead and kill Teferi here, because otherwise our opponent can just bounce an Ardent Plea and do it again, which isn't something we want. Get back the Bloodstained Mire. Let's fetch a tap land. Let's say go. Okay, so we've got Raging Ravine is so good. Ooh, Bloodbraid Elf as well. I think we'll Bloodbraid here, then we can Bloodbraid and Goyf. Activate this first. We'll fetch first because Bloodbraid Elf shuffles lands to the bottom. Yeah, we'll cast a Grist. Then we'll play a Goyf as well. I think, you know, obviously this doesn't play around another Ardent Plea off the top. But I think we're okay with that. Yeah, we'd have to discard it anyway. And even if that wasn't the case, I think we, you know, getting lethal on the board is much better. Much better here. Could be a Supreme Verdict. We did see that before. Yep, Supreme Verdict. But we do still have Raging Ravine. Sure, so we'll tick up, make a token, attack with Raging Ravine. Then we'll do the maths and see if we need to, if we can just ping with Wrenn and 6. Okay, opponent's conceded, sees the writing on the wall. Raging Ravine really getting the job done there. So yeah, that's good. Really enjoyed that league. Managed to get the 4-1, which is really good. So yeah, really happy with the list. I really actually quite like these Ignoble hierarchs. So yeah, going to continue testing with those. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed. I think MVPs, yeah, no, Ignoble hierarch was really good. Doubthy Voidwalker proved pretty good as well, and from the side, given that we played 2 mill decks, the Endurance did wonders, and Blood Moon in the right matchup did really well as well. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed that. Please do consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.